Okay, good day class. We are now on the second topic, which is on how to find the area of a region between two curves. Now, consider two functions f and g that are continuous on the closed interval AB. So, as you can see on the figure below, you have the graphs of f and g. Okay. Now, what we are looking is the area between the two curves. So, the one that I write, the region between two curves, mauna atong isolve nga area. Okay? So, meaning to say, kani siya, kaning dili nga part, mauna atong isolve nga area. With the closed interval A, x is equal to A, and x is equal to B. And it is both lies above the x-axis. Okay. Now, on the right side, okay, before we proceed to the definition, we need to consider the figures below. It says that geometrically, to interpret the area of the region, we could have, f of g, si f naman sa ibabaw, so moro na siya. The integral of f of x minus g of x dx is equal to the area of the region under f. To find the area, muna siya ang pag-solve, minus the area of the region under G. Or in other words, to obtain the formula in finding the area of a region between two curves, we need to consider the definition. Now we have here, if f and g are continuous on the closed interval AB, and g of x is less than or equal to f of x for all x in the closed interval AB, then the area of the region bounded by the graphs of f and g and the vertical lines x is equal to A and x is equal to B is area is equal to the definite integral of f of x minus g of x dx from A to B. Sumura na kag nag-minus sa value sa duha ka function in finding the area between the two curves. Klaro kayo, f of x minus g of x. So, dapat si f of x, imo i-consider niya function katong nasa ibabaw. When you graph the two functions, katong nasa ibabaw, that would be the value of your f of x. Kani siya, kaning dari sa ibabaw, mao na siya imong value sa imong f of x. Kaning diri sa ubos, that would be the value of your g of x. Nakuha ninyo? Okay. So, let's move on to our first example. Okay. Find the area of the region bounded by the graphs of y is equal to x squared plus 2, y is equal to negative x is equal to 0, and x is equal to 1. Now, before we proceed in finding the area to calculate, we need first to graph the functions, so that we could determine which between the two functions will be our f of x and which between the two functions will be our g of x. Okay? So, in other words, ato yun dyan dapat i-sketch daan para makaibaluta kinsa atong f of x o kinsa atong g of x or whatsoever kung sayop ba ko sa kinsa na word. Okay? So, as you can see, we have the graph. The upper part is the graph of f of x is equal to x squared plus 0. Okay? Then the line would be the graph of y is equal to negative x. So, klaro kay siya class na kani siya nga graph, kaning x squared plus 2 is nasa ibabaw. Kaning straight line nga y is equal to negative x, nasa ubos. Okay. Since gihatagan man tag limit of integration, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. So, dito ta mag-start sa x is equal to 0. Dili? Then, stop din ta sa 1. From this part, x is equal to 0. Dari din tataman sa x is equal to 1. So, kani siyang shaded part din na, muna atong i-calculate na area. Okay. So, from that sketch alone, we already determine kung unsa atong f of x o unsa atong g of x. Okay? Naklaro ba na to? Okay. So, let's solve for the area. Kabalo naman ta. Using the formula, so you have area is equal to the definite integral. Unsa ganyan itong x squared plus 2 mo niya itong f of x. Kinamon siya sa ibabaw na graph. Minus the negative x. Kaya mo ni siya ang graph niya sa ubos. D of x from 0 to 1, that is our limit of integration. Magbase ra ka diri sa x is equal to 0, padulong ka sa x is equal to 1. So, mora na itong ipang shaded part. That's the area between the two regions nga itong isolve. So, we need to integrate. Now, we come up that area is just equivalent to 17 over 6 square units. So, dali ra kay siya sa nga tanan. No? Naklaro ba nato, guys? Okay. Let's move on to example number 2. Find the area of the region bounded by the x-axis. Nanata kabalo x-axis. Y, take note ha, bounded by the x-axis. So, klaro na kayo nga kani. Kana na x-axis. Y is equal to negative x squared plus 4x minus 8. And the lines x is equal to negative 1 and x is equal to 4. Basta gala isulti nga the lines class, that is our limit of integration. So, dyan na ra ka magbase. Sugod sa negative 1, padulong sa 4. So, as we graph, okay, as you can see, this is the graph, no, of the function. The line x-axis, kung ano siya ang graph, mura siyang parabola, ni y is equal to negative x squared plus 4x minus 8. From negative 1 to positive 4. Okay. So, it is very clear here na ang ibabaw nga function, graph sa function is the x-axis. Meaning to say, unsa man siya? Kung the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So, you have here, itong f of x is 0. Muna siya, minus, graph aning nasa ubos nga function. Minus, negative x squared plus 4x minus 8. Minus 8 ba siya? D of x from negative 1 to 4. Now, if we evaluate this one, we would come up with the area of the region equivalent to 95 over 3 square units. So, simple as that. Again, you only need to sketch the graph. If you are asked to solve in finding the area between two curves, again, you sketch first. Dapat i-sketch siya nato para makita nato kinsa or unsa atong f of x nga value, unsa atong g of x. Again, atong f of x, katong ibabaw na graph sa curve. Ang iyang ubos, that would be the value of your g of x using the formula of the area. Can you follow? Okay. I have still here some examples, no? Para di mo mabitin. No? We have here example number 3. Okay. Okay. Okay, find the area bounded by y is equal to 2x plus x squared minus x cubed, the x-axis, and the lines x is equal to negative 1 and x is equal to 1. Now, again, ingon ko sa inyo, we need to graph the function first or the curve first. So, this is the graph, no? Kabalo man ta nga, bounded by the function y, kani siya, and the x-axis. So, klaro kayo, nara si x-axis, then mo ni siya ang graph adto niya, ni y. So, klaro kay kani siya na ibabaw ni x. So, it follows that kani siya atong g of x, kato siya atong f of x. Naapod ta din no? Kani siya nga area nga part. Nibaba siya from negative 1 to 0. So, what can you say? Pero, tagaan man tag the lines x is equal to negative 1 and 1. Ang sa itong gibuhat? From negative 1 to 0, dili negative 1 to 0, kaya nag-stop man siya din na. So, we need to solve that one. At this part, ang upper niya nga graph is kaning x-axis. So, that would be 0. Minus, kani siya nga graph is the graph of y is equal to 2x plus x squared minus x cubed. So, in finding the area here, 0 minus kat sa function. So, that is, the area in this part is negative 5 over 12. Now, here, okay, here ya, from 0 to 1, dari na pagka 0 to 1, din na, kaninga area. So, klaro kay siya, si curve ang nasa ibabaw, si x-axis ang nasa ubos. So, 0, that is 13 over 12. So, in finding the area, you need to add, no? So, area is equal to 5 over 12 plus 13 over 12 is equal to 3 over 2. Questions? Questions, class? Wala mo questions? Clarifications? Wala gyapon? Kadlok ba? Nganong wala mo may clarifications o questions? Okay, so wala. Now, let's move on to example number 4. Now, in this particular example, wala tagaan og limit of integration. So, here, find the area of the region bounded by the graphs of f of x is equal to 2 minus x squared and g of x is equal to is equal to x. Now, klaro kay wala tay limits of integration, meaning to say, wala tay value ni a ug b in finding the graph. So, what we're going to do is we need to equate the two functions, no? 2x squared is equal to x. So, we need to solve for x. So, that's why our x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to 1. So, it follows that kung kinsa tong gamay, that would be the value of our a. Ang katong dako, that would be the value of our b. So, now we have the limits of integration. A is equal to negative 2 and b is equal to 1. Now, as you can see, this is the graph. Nag-stop ta diri sa negative 2 nga line o gani diri sa positive 1. Okay. Now, we have the graph. Unsa ning naibabaw nga graph? That is the graph of 2 minus x squared. And we have the line, the graph of g of x is equal to x. So, klaro na po kay gihatag na daan kinsa ang itong f of x, kinsa itong g of x. So, all you need to do is to obtain the limits of integration for you to solve the area directly. So, klaro na kayo, nakuha naman natin ng limits of integration, negative 2 to 1. So, gihatag na itong value sa f of x minus g of x. So, after evaluating this, we obtain that the area of this region is simply equivalent to 9 over 2 square units. Okay? Wala na questions? If you have no questions, so that's okay. I'll just give you a seat work for you to do or an assignment. Okay? Thank you for listening.